Peace. Well, hey, how you doing? I see you tuned in. Well, you're tuned in to the right station. I got some good information I want to share with the people. Try to let a few more people get in before I actually start going into what I want to share with y'all. You know, it's time that we start getting remedy, man. Like, for real. Like, I want to give you the information that you can take right now and go use it and benefit from it, you know. And that's what I want to share today, right? I've been doing a lot of research. Anybody that know me know I study hard, you know. I study, because that's the only way you're gonna seek out this information. But I was studying the other day, and I ran across some information called it was called release of principal, or second obligor release of principal for payment, right? So I was like, man, I never heard that before. So I started studying it, right? Reading up on it. So what it is it's like subrogation, right? Like, now say for instance, like you go get a car and you get in bed with the car dealer. All right, you sign all the paperwork. You reserve your rights and sign as an authorized representative, right? Now, you got 3 days to object to any part of that contract. All right, everything operates within 72 hours. If you get locked up, they got 72 hours to issue a warrant against you, stuff like that. So 72 hours is the key. All right, so when it comes to the release of the surety, you have to subrogate your rights to be as the creditor of the contract. And then once you subrogate your rights as creditor, then you can release the principal's obligation. All right. Now, the release of the principal's obligation, all you're doing is you're releasing the other side of the account. All right, because y'all know they keep us on the public side, right? But the interest, the proceeds, and all the good money, that the other kind of money that we don't see, is on the other side of the ledger of the account. All right, so whenever you go get in bed with like a car dealership and you sign all the paperwork, they usually give you like 4 or 5 days or something like that, where they make sure to see if you really want the vehicle, and they'll call you in like 4 or 5 days. But really, you got a 3-day window. All right, after 3 days, it becomes a bonding agreement. So to release the principal surety, you have to do a objection, and in your objection, you have to assert your rights as creditor, right? Once you assert your rights as creditor, and you claim your position as the owner of the contract over the principal, right? Now, once you invoke your position as the creditor, now as the creditor, you can release the principal from any further obligations. All you do is release the principal's obligations and that's all you're doing. You're just writing it's almost like a explanatory statement, basically, where you're claiming an objection for any further payments because of the principal dwelling already securing payment, right? So everybody should know that anything that you get, whether it's a car, a house, any type of collateral that you you get approved for, it's already secured against your dwelling. All right, y'all need to look up collateral secured by dwelling, like where your residence. All right, all your information, every time you get in bed with these people and you get a loan, a credit card, or anything, it's already secured. It's secured by your address. Your address represents the land, your property. So they already secure everything. When they get your address, when they get your name, your address, and then they get the social security number, it's already secured by the dwelling. And I'm gonna give you something else. It's the same way with the debt collectors, right? Think about it like this. In order for a debt collector to put anything on your credit file, the information in the debt must match the information on file. So that means that if I'm a debt collector and I got a debt in your name, and I wanna find out if this information is accurate, the first thing I'm gonna do is call the phone number, all right? If I can get the person on the phone and the number match up, then 9 times out of 10, the rest of the information is accurate. That's why they always call you first, right? Now, when you say you're an authorized representative or something like that and let them know that they got the right number, even though they didn't get a chance to talk to the debitor, they know they got the right number. All they do after that is submit your information to the credit bureau. Once they submit that debt to the credit bureau, all the credit bureau need in order to update that on your file is for the name and the address to link up. If any address on your credit file matches that debt in your name, it automatically verifies. That's what they call verification. We know verification is under sworn penalty, right? But with the credit bureau, they don't operate by sworn penalty. What they call validation is location information. Location information is your name, your address, your email, your phone number. As long as the debt that they present to them has matching information that matches everything on your file, it's verified. So a good way to clean your credit up, I'm gonna drop this out here for everybody that's having issues with their credit. A good way to clean the credit up is to update your information on your credit file. All right, you can do it online, or you can call in and verify who you are as the owner, and then tell them you want to update all of your personal information. So what you do on your update, an update is when you remove items and you add items. It's called an update. So when you update, you're going to remove all old addresses off your credit file. You're going to have all the old addresses removed. And the only address that you're going to have on your file is your most current address. And if your most current address is the address that's linked to all your debt, you need to go get another address and update it with a new address. And then once you put the new information on file and update your address and your information and get all those names off of there except for your current name, then dispute the debt. Now, when you dispute that debt after you updated everything, if the information on the debt don't match the new information entered into the credit file, if it's not matching up, they're gonna delete it. So that means that once I change my address and then I dispute the debt, if the debt don't have the same address as the update, they gotta take it off. It gotta match. It gotta link up in order for it to be verified. All right, I just wanted to drop that little jewel on you, because I know a lot of people be having issues with their credit. All right, but with this release of the principal, right, all you're doing is within 3 days of you entering into an agreement, you're gonna do an affidavit of truth. All right, in your affidavit of truth, you're going to basically you're gonna object to having to make payment, because you're gonna say that for them to demand that you pay is a violation of public policy. SJ 192, Public Law 7310, Chapter 48, Stat 48 says that nobody can demand for payment. If anybody's demanding for an obligation that's due in gold and silver, and the United States is bankrupt, they got to give you an offset, dollar for dollar. But you gotta reserve your right in order to not have to pay. Now, one thing I can tell you about this system, if you don't claim what's due to you, you won't get no remedy. If you don't claim you own your name, you'll never be the owner of it. If you don't claim the interest on your accounts, you'll never get the interest. If you don't claim that you have a reservation of rights not to pay any bills, you're gonna be paying bills. So it's all about having knowledge of what you need to know in order for you to implicate the right information in order for you to get a remedy. You don't have all the UCC stuff that people telling y'all, you don't have to do all that. All that is not necessary. You can do it for security reasons to perfect your security interest, but it's not necessary for you to have a security interest because it's already there. So basically what I'm saying is you don't need no UCC to claim a credit. You don't need a UCC to discharge debt. You don't need a UCC to take control of a contract, okay? You don't need none of that, man. You can do a power of attorney and give it to me and I can do all that shit for you. You don't need all that. Don't let nobody think you need all that stuff, all right? You're getting all this paperwork and you can't even keep up with it. You can barely understand half the shit that's on the paperwork. That's how you know it wasn't never meant for you to go through all these different stages, all right? God said the truth shall be made plain where a child can understand it. All right, the truth is plain. It's plain and simple, just like I just told you. It's plain and simple. If you want to clear your debt up on the credit file, update your information and then dispute the debt. And make sure that the debt don't match the information that you just updated with. Watch all that shit disappear. Now, who telling you got to do all this other stuff and a UCC3 and you got to file this and you got to file that just to clean up your credit? Just to do, man, that's what I'm saying. We got to study, y'all, because if we don't study, we're going to be following a lot of people that's going to lead us down a lot of wrong paths. They're going to have us jumping through hurdles and hoops and stuff that we ain't even got to go through because we too busy trying to follow other people instead of us doing our own research. I'm going to give y'all this one last thing and then I'm going to go ahead and end this thing right now. All right. Now this right here is something that I'm going to share with the people, man, because I'm tired of, man. I'm tired of seeing the people. I'm tired of seeing us suffer as people in general. You know, you got the judges, lawyers, doctors, and all these people. They living good, and then you got the people that work and pay taxes. They treating us like we ain't nothing, right? So since I got this information, it's called Each One Teach One. A lot of people say, "Oh man, you putting out too much information. You know, you gotta be careful with what you putting out because you know people be doing all kind of crazy stuff and all this and that." Man, to hell with that shit. You know what I'm saying? This information is for all of us. All right. So, all right. In order for you to take control of your contracts, right? All right. Now I'm finna give you some real game. Y'all better take notes. All right. Now, when you call Ameren and you say you want electricity, what you're doing is ordering goods. All right. What you're doing is you're calling Ameren and you're ordering the goods to come to you. When Ameren start giving you the services that you order, they send you the goods in the mail to show you how much of the goods is being used. And the rates and everything, they show you everything that's associated with the debt. All right, now, what you need to realize is it's not the paper that's negotiable. All right, well, the paper is negotiable, but it's not the paper that you really trying to lay a claim to, okay? All right, what you're trying to lay claim to is the interest backed up by the paper, all right? Because the United States took all the gold. When they did that, they held all the interest in them because they took all our gold, which held all our interest. So now, whenever a debt is due, the interest is being held with the government, so you got to claim your interest back. Once you get your interest back, you can use the interest to pay the debt. Now, this is how a contract works. You order the goods. They send you a bill in the mail. The bill is a debt, all right? Debt is money, all right? But in order for the debt to transfer into your possession, along with the interest, it has to be endorsed. They have to sign it. If they don't sign it, then you can never become the holder in due course. You could become a holder without interest in the document because you got the document in your, but by them not signing the damn document, you never receive the interest in the document. All right, so you just become a mere holder of an instrument that's, you only got a lien to the amount that the instrument say. If it's $100 instrument, that's the amount of lien you got on the instrument. $100. You don't want that. What you want all the interest in that full contract. So what you got to do in order for you to take the interest in the contract, you have to accept the goods. Now, I keep trying to tell people now, an acceptance is not when you write accepted for value on a piece of paper and send it back with a coupon. That is not an acceptance. Whoever told you that didn't know what they was talking about. Now, I'm not saying you can't use acceptance for value for taxes and violation tickets, but what I'm saying is that's not how you accept the debt in the name of your straw and accept it for value. All right, accepted for value is something totally different. What you got to do is you have to give a consent. Consent is approval. Your acceptance is absolute and concisive. So that means that you have to write a piece of paper. You got to take a piece of paper and you have to write to the creditor. And you have to let them know that on this date at this time, you received their offer in the mail. All right. You say, however, being that the goods didn't have the proper endorsement on it, you conditionally accept the goods upon these conditions stated below. Now you give conditions to your acceptance. All right. Once you give the conditions to your acceptance, all right, you tell them that in order for you to accept their offer, they got to accept your offer. If they fail to accept your offer, which you present to them, then they agree to the new terms that you're going to present if they don't perform to what you want them to do, your conditions. If they fail to perform to these conditions I give them, now you're agreeing to these conditions stated below. And the conditions that you're going to enter into the contract from them not being able to rebut your conditions that you put up there, you're going to say that they agree that you are the owner of the contract. You're going to also say that they agree that anytime that they send any instruments that they will be endorsed so that the interest in the instrument can transfer possession as the holder in due course. You're also going to say that once you receive the goods, you're going to retain all the interest in the goods for you. And you're going to retain the goods. You got to keep the goods in your possession in order for you to get the goods. All right. So first you got to accept them. Once you accept, right, them know you accept the goods and create the contract that you want to do with them. Then once they start sending you the goods with the signature, all you got to do is endorse it and send it back. Because what constitutes a transfer of an instrument is endorsement and delivery. That's all you got to do is endorse it and deliver it. You ain't got to do turn the money order into a coupon. You ain't got to do none of that. You don't have to do none of those things. All you got to do is learn how to take control of that debt. Become the holder in due course of the debt coming in your mailbox. Once you become the holder of that debt, now you can renegotiate the debt because whoever is the holder of the instrument is able to enforce it according to its terms. And the reason why you ain't never been able to enforce that debt like you want to is because they never signed it and you never became the true holder in due course of the debt. It never transferred into your possession. All you did was held the document. So what I'm trying to show you now is that in order to accept the debt, you got to write them and let them know you accept it. There it is. Clear as day. You don't need nobody else to tell you nothing. All right? I just gave it to you. If you want to accept the debt, you got to write them and let them know. You got to express it. You got to let them know I accept the debt. It's in the name of my principal. I hold the title to this, to the principal, and the debt I will be accepting all principal obligations. And you can, it's up to you how you want to do it. You can hold the debt and renegotiate it on a monthly basis. You can do it on a quarterly basis, or you can do it on a yearly basis. It's up to you how you want to do the contract. You can tell them that you're going to collect the debt for the whole year, and then you can turn around once you become the holder of the debt, you can sell the debt. You can transfer the debt to somebody else because you are the owner of it. When you hold it, you can do whatever you want to do with it. You can sell it. You can do whatever you want to do with it because you are the holder of it. So I just wanted to make sure that y'all understand what acceptance is. Acceptance is when you write to the creditor. I'm going to say this and I'm gone. Acceptance is when you do a conditional acceptance. If they send you a bill, you got to do a conditional acceptance. The reason why conditional is because you want to remain in honor. All right, you got to stay in honor at all times. So you conditionally accept it. That way you can put new terms into the contract. Now, before you can pay it, they got to first perform to your offer that you just presented under the conditional acceptance. Now, if they can't do what you asked them to do, then it ain't no agreement. Because in order for it to be a contract, both parties have to be in agreement. Both parties have to agree. So if you don't agree with the debt, unless they agree with your conditions, and they never agree to your conditions, guess what? You don't even have a damn contract. With that said, I leave y'all as I came in peace. I hope y'all got something from this. It's your man, Isaiah. Like always, dropping truth, peace, freedom, and justice to all. And y'all have a blessed and wonderful day. I see some of y'all in class tonight. I'm out of here. Peace.